give life. You give life. You are love. You bring light to the darkness. You give hope. You restore every heart that is broken. And great are you, Lord. It's your breath in our lungs, so you pour out our praise. We pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. We pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. We pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only. And all the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry, these bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. And all the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry, these bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. All the earth and all the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry, these bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. We pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only.
Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Peak Church, PHX, where the Spirit of God is poured out on all people. Thank you for joining me today. In the lead up to Easter, I am bringing a series of messages about the blood. Last week, I talked about blood life, and today it's about blood speaks. Think of all the TV crime shows we know of. You know, it always seems that thank the Lord for DNA, otherwise we'd never be able to solve any of these TV crimes, right? There's this emphasis on DNA in solving it. It's as if the blood cries out. Now, the idea of blood crying out is not a new idea. Way back, God established a sacrifice. It had to be an animal. The shed blood had to come from an animal that was pure, 1 year old, a male, sheep or goat. And so Adam and Eve had left the Garden of Eden, and they had two sons, Cain and Abel. And the family continued this tradition of bringing sacrifice because of the sin in their lives. Abel had a ready supply of sheep. When it came time to sacrifice, he could go through his herd and he'd find a 1 year old male, sheep or goat, spotless, without blemish, no defects, nothing like that. And he would sacrifice that animal. And the blood of the animal would be poured out and sprinkled around to bring forgiveness. Cain, on the other hand, well, he was a market gardener, and I'm sure he was good at what he did. But he didn't have a ready supply of sheep, as Abel did. Well, what he did have was some fruit and some vegetables, probably some grain as well. And he thought to himself, well, you know what? I don't have a sheep, but I've got really good stuff here, and I'm going to bring the very best of what I can, and I'm going to stack it there in front of the Lord and make it look really good. Here's the problem with that. If worship isn't in the right, if we're just doing stuff that looks good, that's not worship. That was Cain. His worship looked good, his sacrifice looked good, but it didn't involve the spilling of blood. And so his sacrifice was unacceptable to God. Now, Cain, instead of going, okay, forgive me, I'll swap, my very best watermelons with Abel for a sheep, and I'll do it right. He gets all jealous. He gets all angry and frustrated and stuff, and jealous of the favor on Abel's life, and so he kills Abel. I'm getting to the bit about the blood. Later on, God says to Cain, hey, let's go for a walk outside. Let me have a word with you for a moment. So they're out there walking. God says, so, where's your brother? Cain jumps in and says, I don't know. I have no idea. Am I my brother's keeper? Listen, I've heard Christians say that about their Christian brothers and sisters. Am I my brother's keeper? Am I to be held responsible? Am I to do something to stop them from doing the wrong thing? The answer is yes. We are to hold one another accountable. We are to encourage one another. We're to provoke one another to love and good deeds, as long as it is still called today. We are our brother's keeper. Well, when God heard that come out of Cain's mouth, he goes, listen, what have you done? Listen, I can hear your brother's blood crying out to me from the ground. We're later on told that the brother's blood, Abel's blood, cried out for revenge. Innocently shed blood always cries out from the ground. There is innocently shed blood that right now is calling out for justice. The innocently shed blood of school shooting victims is crying out for justice. The innocent blood of black men and women who have been killed without reason in disproportionate numbers to anybody else being killed, their blood cries out from the ground for justice. The blood of Indigenous women who were killed for no reason apart from being Indigenous or women, their blood cries out from the ground for justice. The blood of trans women, especially trans women of colour, their blood cries out from the ground for justice. Christian, we are to do justice, we're told in Micah. And the blood of all of those people is calling out to us to do justice. Abel's blood called out for revenge. Jesus' blood, on the other hand, calls out for forgiveness. Without the shedding of blood, there is no forgiveness. So what does forgiveness look like? Well, it looks like this. It looks like me not getting all of the punishment I deserve for my sin. It looks like my sin being separated as far from as the east is from the west. That's what forgiveness looks like. In fact, we're told that when we've asked for forgiveness, God remembers it no more. Our forgiveness comes because of the blood of Jesus. Micah, the Old Testament prophet, says this. He goes, hey, God doesn't stay angry. God does not stay angry, people. Why are we still thinking that God's an angry God? He doesn't stay angry. In fact, everyone who calls on the name of the Lord is saved. In fact, instead of God being angry at us, he sent Jesus to die for us so his blood could be shed for us for the forgiveness of sins. We are made right with God because of the blood that speaks forgiveness. The law of Moses could never do that. Remember, you are loved. You are favoured. You're a child of God. And you are forgiven because of the blood of Jesus.